or
Yet she thinks she can
allegedly married.
distract the world by accentuating a 12-year-old girl's bosoms in a dress fit for an adult, not a child. They're all procurers, groomers. These
She
people are
just next in
sick.
line. Blue Ivy's next in line.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly, they're handing her right to the industry, right to the same people that.
I'm just doing the legal thing, bro.
No, allegedly.
Beyonce just hit the stage in LA with a powerful performance, but this time she didn't come alone. She brought out her daughters, Blue Ivy and Rumi, and while some fans were loving the family moment, others were sounding the alarm. And so is Jaguar Wright. She's claiming Queen Bey is taking a page straight out of Kris Jenner's playbook, accusing her of selling her daughters for fame and profit. Harsh? Maybe. But when you take a closer look at the signs, it's kinda hard to ignore. Bey went from asking the media to respect her kids' privacy to bringing them out on stage for the entire world. So who's really lying here? Is Beyonce really turning her kids into products of the industry? Or is this just a mom sharing the spotlight? Let's break it down. So Beyonce just ate up the stage while kicking off her Cowboy Carter and the Rodeo Chitlin Circuit Tour in Los Angeles. Like always, Queen Bey delivered with her 35-song setlist. But this time, she had her two girls sharing the stage with her.
Today is a big day because my mother, who worked so hard on her book, she has the #1 book on the New York Times bestseller.
Blue Ivy danced with her mom front and center during America Has a Problem, and then Bey did the unexpected. She brought out Rumi while she sang Protector on stage, and the three shared a heartfelt moment on stage. Sir was the only one who didn't grace the spotlight, but Bey had made sure people didn't flood the internet about her son's mysterious condition again, and so she did show fans a glimpse of her son in one of her tribute videos. Now, most fans found Bey and her daughters on stage cute. Keyword, most. Some folks did not approve of Bey bringing out her girls on stage. In their eyes, it was a red flag about Bey's future plans for the girls. One fan wrote, "I completely understand Beyonce wanting her children to carry her legacy on as a parent. I just don't understand why she'd want her child in this wicked industry." Meanwhile, another fan wrote this, "I find it very weird that any woman like her who knows how nasty the industry is but is pushing her daughter to be in it." Critics like Jaguar Wright were on the same page. See? Jag believes that Beyonce is selling out Blue and Rumi like Kris Jenner. Why? Well, it's because she wants Blue to take over her legacy.
Or
Yet she thinks she
allegedly
can
married.
distract the world by accentuating a 12-year-old girl's bosoms in a dress fit for an adult, not a child. They're all procurers, groomers. These
She
people are
just next
sick.
in line. Blue Ivy's next in line.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly, they're handing her right to the industry, right to the same people that.
I'm just doing the legal thing, bro.
No, allegedly.
And Jag's not wrong there. Bey's been dangerously obsessed with pushing Blue in the spotlight. She recently won her court case against a small Wisconsin boutique for the legal rights to her daughter's name, Blue Ivy. The boutique had held the trademark since September 2009, but now Bey has those bragging rights, which means she can profit off her daughter's name now. Back in 2013, Jay actually told Vanity Fair that he and Bey had filed the trademark to stop others from profiting off their daughter's name. People wanted to make products based on our child's name, and you don't want anybody trying to benefit from your baby's name. However, fans did not believe his comments, especially when there are 2 trademarks pending for the twins. And let's not forget that Blue's already a big deal. She holds 2 Guinness World Records, has been on a song featured on the Billboard charts, and has received numerous awards and recognitions, including a BET Award, a Soul Train Music Award, and a NAACP Image Award. She has narrated a New York Times best-selling book, Hair Love, danced and performed on stage around the world, and regularly appears with her parents at various public events, with related social media posts garnering nearly 1 million likes. And that honestly says more about Bey and Jay's real intentions than anything else. However, what she doesn't realize is that she's ruining Blue's childhood in the process. At this point, everyone knows how cruel the industry can be. And like fans said, it's strange that Bey's pushing her daughter in that line of work when she's well aware of the reality. See, Bey started out young in the industry, so it's not like she's not aware of the dangers. Question is, where are her motherly instincts?
Some old bitch running around in her drawers with chaps on, who advertised the song with a banjo, and we got no banjo. Had Blue Ivy out there making mistakes and looking wild, forgetting where she was, and they keep
Putting this little girl in dresses where her cleavage is pushed up.
One person wrote, yes, she's made a lot of money in the business, but I always felt she would discourage her children from working in front of the camera. Why? Because she caught so much hate throughout her career with haters and dagger throwers? I would have thought she would be more protective of her children. Then on top of that, Blue Ivy was picked apart from the womb. First, they said Bey didn't carry her and used a surrogate. Then, when she was born, they said she looked like her daddy, and we all know what that's code for. Jaguar's feelings on the matter are clear as well. To make her point, she actually brought up Drew Barrymore. The actress started appearing in commercials at just 11 months old. She had her big screen debut in 1980 at the age of 5. It seemed like she was destined for greatness. But that's not what happened. Over the years, the industry destroyed her, and Drew found an escape in alcohol. In Jag's eyes, that's exactly what's going to happen to Blue and Rumi if Bey has her way.
You know, when I think about her, it makes me think about Drew Barrymore. You know, Drew Barrymore was running around going to Hollywood parties when she was around that age, and she was already an alcoholic. She grew up Hollywood legacy, third generation. The Barrymore family had a huge name. And yet, that girl was essayed and she was turned out by 13.
Some of you might think that Jag's taking things too far with these extreme comparisons. But guess what? The kid's grandmother, Tina Knowles, is on the same page. She worries about the fame impacting her grandchildren. She also said, if I had my first choice, they would not have to deal with the things that they have to deal with as kids. But one day they'll read the ignorance that people put out there about them, the lies, and all of that. And I do worry about that. And that has left fans wondering, is Bey really that desperate for success? Well, it looks like that. She has been struggling a little lately. It might have something to do with her husband, Jay-Z's recent legal troubles, or it might be just the natural progression of things. Either way, Bey had a hard time selling tickets for her tour.
Looks like all the single ladies are staying home as Beyonce's Cowboy Carter tour, it is struggling to sell out.
I think they oversold or were oversold on the idea of a Cowboy Carter tour.
Beyonce may have gone country with her Cowboy Carter era, but it seems her fans aren't exactly lining up for it. With less than 2 weeks to go before opening night in Los Angeles, thousands of seats remain unsold.
And yes, the stadium was packed on the big day, but Bey did not know the crowd would turn up, so it's only natural that she would think up ways to grab attention online. And bringing out Rumi and Blue seemed like the perfect strategy, but it honestly seems like Bey's taking things too far. She's allowing Blue to attend events like Rolling Loud, the same event that Rihanna attended. Mind you, the festival has an 18+ age limit for a reason, but Bey didn't seem to care about that. Not to mention that Blue's always seen with a full face of makeup, stiletto nails, and low-cut dresses, things most adults wear. She even went to a Sabrina Carpenter concert. What happened to letting 13-year-olds act like 13-year-olds? The most sickening part? The entire thing reminds fans of one person, Kris Jenner. If you've been keeping up with the internet for the last couple of years, you'll notice that it's exactly what Kris Jenner did to her daughters. She built her empire by selling her daughters to the public. According to one fan, if you don't think Kris had anything to do with convincing her daughters to do things for money, you might be a little delusional, unfortunately. Mothers, ideally, protect the well-being of their children, including their mental and emotional well-being. Why do you think Ye is always ranting about his kids being on social or how they've trademarked their names? It's like the kids are products, not children. And the general opinion is not too far off from the truth. Kris literally had Kim release a tape to launch her career. She had all the paperwork drawn up for her daughter and Ray J, and at no point did she tell Kim that this was wrong or that she didn't have to sell herself.
Here's what happens. Kim is rushing me, her mom's rushing me, let's get this shit done. Come on, let's get it signed. Kim's with me while I'm signing my contract. She's like, hurry up, babe. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and help you. I'm gonna sign your deliverables for you so you can just rush it through.
In fact, according to Ray J, Kris actually watched different versions of the tape and chose which one would get released to the public.
I don't have respect for Kris Jenner and Kim because you guys know that we was all in this shit. Like, how dare you talk about your kids and not think, damn, he got a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. What is his daughter gonna think about him? Like, growing up, like, what is my son gonna think? Oh, it's okay to do that because my dad was successful? Nah, fuck that. That shit didn't happen, son. Like, nah, they tried to put me on blast and I dealt with it. And this is just the beginning of it. Like, I'ma haunt you guys.
And don't get us started about how she's exploiting Kylie. Blac Chyna's been pretty vocal in that department. According to her, she encouraged Tyga's relationship with Kylie even when he was older than her. In fact, she wanted him to sink his claws into her because Mama Bear thought it would be good for publicity, and that's not all. She allegedly encouraged Kylie to date older men, positioning these relationships as beneficial for Kylie's public image and career, a move that rightfully earned her the nickname Pimp Mama Chris. And get this, she wants Kylie to date a black rapper for the ratings. That's why she actually disapproves of her relationship with Timothée Chalamet. According to one source, when Travis Scott was making the news thanks to his many scandals, including the Astroworld tragedy in 2021, Chris wanted Kylie to get back together with him. The Insider said, "With Travis making so many headlines, the obvious choice is to work it into the show." Chris justifies it by saying bringing him back into the fold will be helpful because he's clearly struggling. But everyone knows she's chasing ratings. Chris doesn't seem to care it will stress out Kylie or cause drama in her relationship with Timothée. Now, Bey's not there yet with Blue and Rumi, with both of them still being young, but according to what Jag is saying, she's heading down the same road. In fact, get this, Bey's own mother, Tina, recently confirmed that a reality series was on the table, or at least a movie. She told BBC, "Oh, not a reality series, but, you know, I have been talking to people about the movie rights to it, and I would love to see a film made." And if that happens, fans can only imagine the kind of struggles the girls would have to put up with. At the end of the day, the internet is really concerned for Blue and Rumi's future, especially after their recent onstage moment. And considering how fans have already witnessed one matriarch sacrificing her kids, Jag's comments seem a lot more serious now. But what do you think? Is Jaguar right for calling out Beyoncé? And is she really taking a page out of Kris Jenner's book? Let us know what you think in the comment section below, and make sure to check out this next video.